Welcome back.
Hello everyone, welcome to a special edition of The Other Bourbon. This is our Valentine's Day edition where I'm joined by my lovely wife, Jamie.
Hello.
And we're going to be going through the 5 bourbons you need. Now everyone knows every whiskey channel has covered this on theirs before. So we're going to do our own edition of the Other Bourbon where it's affordable bottles, but we'll also include level ups. So if you're familiar with the 5 whiskeys you need, it's 5 different categories. The first one being a daily drinker. Now a daily drinker is just something that you have readily available, you're not afraid to dip into, you're always replenishing in your stock. For me, it's the Russell 10 year. As you can see, I'm a good chunk of the way through this bottle. It's a great one to have with cigars. I enjoy it on a nice summer night. And it runs you around 30 bucks. Jamie Lynn, what do you think?
I think it's really good. I'm sure I've helped with how much of this has been drank so far. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
one thing I did one time, because I often claim that this is better than an Eagle Rare, I did do a blind on my own one time. Russell's 10 versus an Eagle Rare, which is also a 10-year statement, and the Russell's 1. It's just got tons of flavor. You can find it anywhere you go. It's a great bottle. Now, if you're looking to level up on the 10-year, my daily drinker would be anything off the Whiskey Row series. So, as you probably know, the Whiskey Row series is 4 different bottles. You have your Old Batch, Bottled and Bond, Old Fine Whiskey, and Prohibition Style. As you can see here, this was a Christmas present for me this year. Jamie was able to find the original label, and we're going to keep this around unopened for about 20 years, so we'll enjoy it when it turns 60. Jamie, your thoughts on the Whiskey Row series?
I love the Whiskey Row series. Old Forester is absolutely one of my favorites.
Yeah, 1920 was one of our favorites from the start. We did the the Old Forester tour down in Louisville.
That was really neat.
In that tour, they did the Whiskey Row series. It was awesome. Got to pair it with chocolates. We even got to see the birthday bourbon being bottled and packaged right there during our tour.
That was really cool. And it was his birthday.
And it was my 40th birthday, so
that was really cool.
It was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, the cheap mixer. So this is kind of a weird one because for me, I had been mixing for years what I thought was a cheap mixer, and then all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, this is like a hot bourbon everyone was looking for. That's Buffalo Trace. And here I've got my 175, which I know isn't always the easiest to find, but a local store of ours had it, and I said, for Pete's sake, I gotta get it. So Buffalo Trace, yeah, I get it. In some areas, it's an allocated bourbon. For us here, you can find it pretty regularly. I was just at the store the other day. I saw it over on the shelf. I passed it up because I already have this 175 at home. I don't need another bottle of it. But it's fantastic. I mean, obviously it's a good daily sipper, but for mixing like a Moscow or for mixing a Kentucky Mule, it's amazing.
Honestly, it is probably one of my favorites.
It's like one of our introductory bourbons. Yeah. I mean, years and years ago, we went to a bourbon bar. We'd probably not really ever had bourbon before. And this is what the bartender gave us and said, this is what you got to have if you're getting into it. So
it would be, honestly, like if you put it on a shelf, I'd probably pick it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops, my little lid fell off. So I'm going to take this one for a little bit of a twist in terms of the level up because honestly it's Buffalo Trace. It's a cheap mixer. If you can find it readily available, like I said, like I normally can, I usually don't have an issue finding Buffalo Trace. So this is what I use because it just tastes good, and mixed with a good cock and bull ginger beer makes an awesome Kentucky Mule. Alright, third category, impress your guest. This is a tricky one because we're doing the other bourbons. So how do you impress your guest with something that's like $30 and under. Well, this is how you do it. Old Granddad 114. Not a secret among the bourbon community, but if you got a friend that's coming over who hasn't had bourbon and wants to kind of get introduced to something maybe a little higher proof that tastes really great, Old Granddad 114.
Honestly, like the bottle looks like it wouldn't be good, and I think the first time you brought it home I thought that, but it is really good. Yeah. It's not like the most impressive look in my opinion.
Probably one of my favorite bourbons to pair with a cigar. Old Granddad 114, can find it all day long. If you don't have it already, go get it. All right, so level up for the Impress Your Guest. Weller CYPB. Now, I never thought I would own this bottle. I stood in line at 4 a.m. on Black Friday for the bourbon special allocation. I was first in line, and there's a long story behind it, but gall darn it, this was the bottle I got. It is unopened because I'm waiting for a special occasion. But, I mean, everyone knows this is a pretty sought-after bottle.
Yeah. There's not much more to say to that.
Not much more to say to that.
Yeah, it's his prized possession. In fact, he puts it on a shelf in the living room.
I'm not saying it's the best bourbon ever, but it's pretty cool to get one.
It is.
Category 4, special occasion. Again, hard to do when you're doing other bourbons that are $30 and under, or affordable and available. But we're going to do a little twist, because what you can do is you can make an infinity bottle. Head down to the antique store, pick up some weird, rare duck bottle. I've looked this up. I know where this all comes from, and it's pretty cool. It's not the rarest bottle or anything. But as I've been adding to it, I keep documentation of what's going into it. And this is something we're going to open once it gets full. Hopefully it tastes really good. I'm tasting it as it goes along. It's alright. Hopefully as more stuff goes in there, it gets better. What do you think, Jamie Lynn?
It's a cool idea. I thought you were kind of weird when you first started doing it. But, I don't know. The bottle's cool. And hopefully it tastes good. I have no idea what it's going to taste like.
And for a level up, this is a tricky one. This isn't just one you can go to the store and pick up. We had to go all the way to Louisville and had to get our tours rerouted and had to have just the right driver bring us out to this place. Do you want to grab yours too?
Yes.
Three Boys Farm Distillery, which is a distillery that you get to go bottle your own bourbon or rye in. Really cool experience. We actually went to the Buffalo Trace Distillery to go on a tour. Actually, no, we didn't even get to go on the tour. It was just to go to the gift shop or something like that. But the mile was like, or the line outside was like a mile long. And so our driver suggested, hey, rather than stay here, would you guys be open to going to just some little distillery out kind of in the country? You know, you get to bottle your own bourbon and everything out there. So we said, heck yeah, let's go do it. We head out there, get to go. We get to get it signed by the master distiller. You bottle, label, everything on your own. Get to try all 5 barrels. I mean, super cool experience. If you go to Louisville, if you go to Kentucky to do like either the Bourbon Trail or Whiskey Roll, whatever, try and get out to Three Boys Farm. It's awesome.
It was super cool. And you can see here the date. That was literally on Jerry's birthday.
Okay, last category, your Friday night pour. Again, we're doing the other bourbon here, including some level ups. So for my Friday night pour, Four Roses single barrel. You can get this all day, any day. It's not the cheapest bottle, so we did kind of break the price rule. But if you're going to do something special and you can find it, this is a good one to get.
Agree. That's really good.
Alright, so for our last level up of the night, category 5, the Friday night pour. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Now, this one's not like always findable on the shelf, but if you shop enough and if you're aware enough, you can probably get it. An awesome, awesome barrel proof option. Not the most expensive bottle either. Comes out 3 times a year. And even some of like the questionable releases aren't that bad. What do you think, Jamie?
Is findable a word?
Findable, why not?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know as much as you know, but it is really good. I know that.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And that's it. Those are the 5 whiskeys you need. You've got your 5 options for an available bourbon. You got your 5 options for a level up. If you've got other ideas, shoot us a note in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you tune in for the season finale.
Bye.
Bye.